So let me just share. Yeah. Okay. So last class, we were talking about wireframing. Okay. And we're talking about, we looked in depth about in wireframing, talking about how it's the basic outline of a digital experience, and we talked about the low fidelity wireframing. We talked about the high fidelity wireframing, which could also mean the mock-up. Okay. And we saw a sample of this here. And I told you that when you have a dash line, it signifies that it signifies text. And when you have a square with a large X drawn inside, it signifies photos, illustrations, and icons. Then we also talked about the call to action buttons that are represented by a rectangle. Okay. So then I explained in detail what low fidelity is and high fidelity. So I hope we still remember what we did. And where we stopped last class was we're supposed to go into practical section, but we had like a little glitch. So I like when we do theory, we go into practicals so that it sticks. Because when you when you do a when you do a lot of theory and there's no practice, you might not know how to relate in real life situation. So it's always good that you have an idea, you know the definition of something, you understand it, and when it comes to practice, you know how to go about it. Please, are we here? I don't think I've seen anybody. Okay, we are 16 already. We are up to 16. So you can also be putting in chats because I'll be checking once in a while, checking the chat section. Okay, thank you, Taufika. I hope I get it. So, how many of us tried to sign up on Figma? How many of us had tried to like familiarize ourselves with the Figma dashboard? Responses, please. Okay, Catherine has raised up her hand. Who else, please? Okay, Gloria. I tried. We'll do it today. We'll do it today. So I think having the knowledge of what a lo-fi, hi-fi wireframe is, I think we should just move over to Figma to be able to understand. Okay, I'm unable to because there was no lights. Looking forward to tomorrow. Okay, but please, I would want a handful of us to at least work on something today. So this is how I work with my previous students. We always pick a an app to rebuild or to redesign so that it helps us to learn, and we'll be designing it together in the class. So if there are questions, we would ask. And if there are no questions, no problem. We continue so that you can be fast in learning. Because the only way you learn is by practicing. Okay, there's no other way to learn something than you practicing it. So all these people that you see that are learning electrical engineering or mechanical engineering and they're not practicing, they're just learning, oh, this is a this is a that, and they're learning definition. You see that the small boy that didn't go to school that is staying in the mechanic workshop, learning the parts of a car, will be better when it comes to practical than somebody who has done all the whole theory. So it's always good to practice when you learn. So what we are going to do is to design a low fidelity mockup before we now go into we'll just do one screen because of our time. So we'll do the first screen and we'll do the second, we'll do the first screen as the low fidelity mockup. Low fidelity wireframe and the high fidelity wireframe, just to have an idea. Then I'll give you a sample, an example of an app that you would work on. So I'll give you an assignment of an app because you still have you have throughout the weekend, you have Monday, you have Tuesday. Okay, so I'll give you a sample of an app that I would want you to build, to copy 2 screens. Then you can now share the Figma link with me so that I can evaluate what you have done so far. I hope we have time. So let's just rush this 608. So let me just go to Figma. Let me go to Figma. These are class practice. So please, if you are there, can you go to Figma screen, please? If you signed up, can you go to Figma screen? And if you are struggling signing up, please, those that have done it should please assist the rest. Questions. Can I get a link, please? It's just figma.com. Figma.com. You can't use your phone, please. You're only permitted to use your laptop. Okay, I mean the practice link. What do you mean by practice? Is it what is showing on my screen? This is my Figma video. Sorry, are you talking? Okay, I think it's a background. So for the practice link, I can't share it. This is my own, it's just my own, except maybe the only thing I can do, but it's not necessary. The only thing I can do is to create another Figma, like our work area. Then I just name it Techie Girls, then everybody's there. But somebody might design something, and another person might be deleting it. That's the issue that I have with that. I used to do it before. So let's just look through. Okay, yes, it's a collaborative file. That's where you work with your team. Yes. But I'm saying for this class, if I share the link, everybody will call me, except if I share it, I will lock people out. You just be able to view it, you'll not be able to edit, because if you edit, I might be doing this app now and I've taken my time to design it. You just come by mistake and delete something. So that's why. But when you're working with your team, please work. It's a collaborative file. Everybody should be on the sheets and work. So let's just look at the Figma as a whole. So when you've signed up on your Figma and you've done the necessary questions and all of that they're going to ask you, it's going to bring you to here for your new file. Let's go back. Let's go back to this place. So when you sign up on your Figma and you've done all the necessary signups, maybe please, if you want to sign up, use your Google use your Google account so that you don't have to start thinking of the password, except you are good with password. Okay. So use your Google to sign up so that it's easy for you. Is that clear? So it's going to bring you here. And when it brings you here, what's this thing disturbing me? Okay. When it brings you here, you now see something like design file. You can click on the drop down. So it tells you if you want to create a team or something. It's been a while I did new. It's been long I opened it, so I don't know what's new now when you sign up. Okay. Me, I'm using a free plan, of which everybody needs to use a free plan for now. I don't want to shift to the paid plan. So it brings you here. You will see design file. So you click on design file. It tells you if you want to, it tells you if it's new file. I can't do new now because I've exhausted all my free things. So what I do is to use my existing existing design page to work. Okay. So what you will do is you will see new file. So what you do is to click on new so that it brings you to that page that I am in. So let me go back to my page that I was working on. So when you click on new, when you click on new, it brings you to this page, and the page is always blank like this. It doesn't always have all these things. Okay, so let's use this part for our class practice. So like I was explaining last class, I told you about this part is the back to files. This one is where you click on new design file. Maybe you finish working on design, you want a new file, you can click on it. Place image, so you can come here and bring image from your laptop to this place, and it brings it. Okay, another way you can do it, if you don't want to place image from your laptop like this, you can go and copy it from your laptop and paste it here. It will paste it automatically. Then there's also save local copy. There's also exports. You can export what you can export and have. Sorry, someone talking. Right. So you can export, and here's where you have the plugins. Please, if you're not asking a question, can you mute so that then we have the live. Who is there, please? Can we mute this person? Okay. Okay, so much in class. All right. So then this one is for the move tool. So you can move, you can scale here. This one is frame selection. I told you in the last class that you can click here and pick a frame. And also here, I demonstrated section. Here's also slides. I've not used this before, but I remember slides from Illustrator because I used to be a graphic designer. I used to sketch. I use Illustrator, so I know what slice is. Maybe you want to divide a shape and slice it, but I've not used it here. It doesn't work. I thought it was the same function, but I've not used it. So then there's a rectangle, there's a line, and all the shapes that you want. And there's the option of placing image here. So you have option of either copying the image and pasting it, or you place it directly from your computer. Then here, this one is a pen tool and a pencil tool. So if you are a if you're a graphic designer, you'll be familiar with the pen tool, what the pen tool is for. It helps you to be able to draw curves and draw it well. So something like this, it just gives you a very nice curve. Like I use it a lot in Illustrator when I used to work for a fashion, let me call it the garments manufacturing industry. And so we always sketch outfits, babies, children outfits a lot. So we do something like this with our pen tool. But you have to be very used to the tool before you're able to use it because it can be very tricky. Okay. So that's the that's the work of a pen tool. I'm just doing sample here. It's not like this is what we're doing in product design. Okay, so then this one is the text. This one is the text. And also pen tools, you can also use it also in design, because there was a design like that and we need to draw something like maybe like a hill or something. So you can easily sketch out something. You see some designs like that. Then you need to like use your initiative to create that. Like there was one I needed to do for paste, like paste click to drag image in. And I needed to put something like in clouds. So I needed to use this to draw it. Okay. So sometimes you might need to use it. And you can even adjust and all of that. So pen tool is important too when you are doing product design as well. So then we have the text. So when you finish designing, you have your text here where you can adjust the text, can adjust your text so that when you are writing, you can easily do your writing here. Check it, girls, and all of that. So then you can also come here if you want the text to be bold, black, semi-bold, if you want it to extra light, italic, anything you want, adjust it here, depending on how you want to do your design. Okay. I think this was zoomed out a lot, that's why. Because normally when you're doing your mobile, I always use 12 or 14. So then what else? This one is the resources. So when you click on this part, we have the components, and we are going to talk a lot when we subsequently when we are designing, we'll look at component sets. It helps us a lot when we are prototyping. So this is where you get your component sets. This is where your components is going to be. And here, when you have, because on Figma, you have your page 1 and page 2. So sometimes when you're designing for a client and you want to build there's something called responsive websites. When you're building a responsive website, it means you're trying to build for web screen, which is like your laptop screen or your desktop screen. And you're also trying to build for your tablet screen. And you're also trying to build for your mobile screen. So sometimes you need your pages. So page 1 might be for web screen, page 2 might be for mobile screen, page 3 might be for tablet. So it depends so that you don't mix it up. Because if you don't do it like that, when you want to play, somewhere that is supposed to be for web will be showing on a mobile screen and it won't be nice. So I think that's the essence of page 1. That's what I do. I don't know what other function it is for. Okay. Then here we also have the plugins. So these plugins, you have a lot of plugins here. I've even not exhausted a lot. You have the Iconify. I use Bootify, I use Iconify, I use Mockup plugins, and I showed you sample of what a Mockup plugins is, where something like this you have designed and you just want to show the world what you have done, or you want to see how it's going to be fine on a phone. And when you check out what is going to look like on a phone, you have this view. So it's going to show you different type of phones that you can make use of. Okay, is that clear, please? Let's see how I'm doing one talking. Is it clear? Okay. All right. Thank you for choosing that. So then we also have the Nigerian logos. So when you click on Nigerian logo, it brings out the different logos for Nigeria. It's going to load the logo so you can pick. I'm sure in Kenya, they should also have Kenyan logos. So, or in South Africa, I'm sure they should have that. So any Nigerian company that you want to search for, let's say Piggyverse, you see it here. So you cannot import it as SVG. When you import it, automatically it comes to your screen. So if you are designing Piggyverse app, you can easily use it. And it's PNG version. it doesn't have background, so it's easy for you to use. You can also check for, let's say, Access Bank. It has it here. You can import it, and it brings out the logo for you. So you don't have to struggle to be able to get Access Bank logo. So you just bring it here and all of that. So that's the essence of Nigerian logos. Then you also, there's Unsplash. Unsplash here helps you to bring out image of any image of your choice that you want. Unsplash will bring it for you. So this is what's Unsplash. I'm sure you can see my screen share. So this is what Unsplash looks like. So you can search for the image that you're looking for. Search. We have Unsplash, where you can go to your browser and click on splash.com. But they've made it easy for you because they know a lot of people use pictures from Unsplash, and they've made it easy for you. You can say a black girl holding her phone or pressing her phone, and you search for it. And it's bringing out different black girls that are pressing their phones. It's not even bringing as I want. So some of the time, what I like to do is to go to, my browser because it's a wider screen. So it helps me see a lot of whatever I want. This one is not giving me what I want here. So I like using a wider screen. All right. So that is Unsplash for you. The image has come out here. So just drag it out. It has entered inside the Access Bank. So all right. So I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go back. All right. So the next thing here is this vector map. I think I used it when I was trying to create a map also for one project we were working on when I was still training. So we needed a map and also add to my screen. So that's what I did here. So there are so many, even colors. There are a lot of, it just helps you to store plugins. So all the plugins that you've used, you see it here. Then these widgets, I don't think I've tried, but I've not tried this, but I've not tried the widgets. So that's basically resources. Then this one is a hand tool. Just helps you to move your sheet like a hand. Helps you to move it. Oh, this another. Someone wants to speak. Then this one is the comments. You know, Figma is interactive. Okay, it's an interactive dashboard or interactive tool. So you can click here. Maybe you are chatting with Gladys, or Zainab and Gladys are in a team and they want to discuss amongst themselves. So you can, because Zainab has invited Gladys to work with her on this sheet. If maybe Gladys is putting blue color here and Zainab wants it to be purple, you can type it here. Oh, hi, Gladys. You can type it, hi, Gladys, this one, and you send to her. So Gladys automatically receives it and sees the comments. So because I don't want to put comments, so I'm just going to go back to my notes too. Okay, so here also is where you can rename your, what is it doing now? You can rename your file. You can come here and rename your file. So you can call it maybe my first design or something like that. Okay. When you click on it now, you can rename it. Then this one will take you to your team projects, all the projects you worked on. That's what it was taking you to now. Okay. So then here is also going to show you the number of people that are working on the screen. If you are in a team of 10, it will show you the 10 people that are on the screen working on the design. Okay. Then here is for sharing. Maybe you want to invite, Zainab wants to invite Gladys to work with her on the project. You see here now we are 18 other people. I think I use this for one cohort I handled. And so there are many here. So you can decide to click on either Gladys' email. When you click on the email, you can now invite her, and before you invite her, you click, do you want her to just view it and go, or do you want her to edit? So it depends on you. And if you don't want to use her email, you can now come here and say, anyone who has access to this, anyone with this thing can view only or can edit the file. Okay. If you don't want them to work on it, they can edit or they can view. Okay. Anyway, in this project, one person is currently on this project, which is, this is the original owner. This is the project I was working on, and this is me. I'm the owner of the project. Okay. I don't know. So you can do anyone who has access to anyone. Anyone can access this, but the person can only view, or the person can view, or the person can edit. So it depends on your team, or you can include the email of the person and invite them. So they will get it in their mailbox and they'll come and join you on the sheet. Okay, it's collaborative. And this one is for developers. So they can, when you finish reading and give them the link to this Figma, they can come here and develop things. And this one is libraries. We saw it here too. Then this one is the play button. So when you finish designing, you can click on play. When you click on play, you want to view how it looks like in play mode. Okay. So let's go to this part. So this one now is, you want to centralize maybe your shape or your text. You come here to centralize it. Okay, centralizing your thing generally. You come here to centralize it. Maybe your call to action button is in one side. You can come here and put it in the center, or you can put it on the side, or you can put it on align right or top, or align vertical centers, or align bottom. So whichever option you want. Then this one is the width and the height. This is the width. This is the width and the height of your shape. So for instance, now, if I draw a rectangle, if I draw a triangle, is somebody here? So assuming this is, I'm wondering where this is. So assuming now, please, if you're not talking, please unmute. Okay. So assuming you drew a triangle, maybe a red triangle now, and you've drawn this triangle here. How do we come up with this line that came here? I don't know how this line came about. This is serious. Okay. So assuming now we drew a triangle like this, and in this triangle, we want to measure the width of the triangle is 780. You can see it here. It's telling me 780 to 328. The height is 328. Okay. And the size of this thing is like 3 minus 3 something something. Okay, when you're doing your sheet, you'll be seeing all these things. And here now is the radius. Okay. This one is rotation. Maybe you want to rotate it to different. When you start rotating, see to start reflecting. Okay. This one now is the radius. So there are two ways in which you can do the radius. You can come here and give it a radius 10, and it's going to reflect. So the edges are no longer sharp. So the edges are now rounded. You can do radius 50, and you see that the thing is becoming so rounded as you go on. The second way to do it is when you zoom in very well in your work, you can come here and adjust it. Adjust it to the radius you want. So you just keep adjusting until you get it. So, but if it's hard for you to do, just come and easily, maybe you didn't zoom in properly and you're struggling to put your radius. Come here and give it a radius sign. Okay. Yeah, I have a feeling this thing happened from the screen. Yes, okay. Maybe I mistakenly clicked the screen. This yellow sign here. So that's about the radius sign. So you can also decide that for this radius 30, I don't want the bottom to have any curve. So what you do, you come here and adjust it. So this bottom can be 0. This one can also be 0. And you click. You see that the only ones that have the curves are the top ones. Okay, so that's what radius is about. Then you see it's now showing that it's mixed. It's no longer equal. So another thing here is, this is the fill. This is for color. You can come here, click on the fill, and change the color. Give it a color that you want. So why you are seeing all these colors here is because I have used this color. In your own, you might not see colors here, except maybe you have used color. If you don't see anything here, just come to this side and pick any color of your choice and adjust, and it's going to be changing the color. Okay, you can start adjusting the colors here. All right, so any color you want, you can start adjusting it to suit the design you want. I kind of like this color. So you can also do what do we call it now? A gradient. Okay, you can do a gradient color. So maybe instead of deep color, you can use white. Okay, so you can do a gradient color where you click on this gradient color, I start adjusting it. You can adjust it vertically, saying maybe, okay, I want the white to be somewhere around, just play around with colors, okay? You can play around with the colors, make it look, deep. This one is looking sharp and all of that. So it's just about gradient color. So you can come here and change it to maybe green or something like that. So it's showing gradient of green and red. Okay. So just play around with it. That's how design comes to life. You just find designs. If you wonder how did they come up with this, okay? So you can also play around with it like this, okay? You can also blend. You can make it darken. You can make it normal, just like that. So then the next one we are going to look at is this one now is stroke. You can add a stroke to it. You can add a stroke. You can give it a red stroke or a black stroke. You can increase the number of strokes. You can do 7. And you see it is becoming thicker. You can decide to remove the stroke. Just come here and click the minus sign and remove the stroke. You can put effect. You can make it have shadow. Okay. You can do drop shadow, you can do layer blur, you can do inner shadow, background blur, any type of shadow you want. To come here, you adjust the shadow. You can do 25, so it's showing a lot. And the blur can be maybe like 9, just so that it's blurry enough. You can just put shadow, just make your work look sweet and appealing to the eyes. Okay. So then you can come here to export what you have designed. So you just see it come to your laptop, and you can even send it to your phone so that you see what you've done so far. All right, so that's like basically what we do here in designing. Okay, so that's what we do basically. And I think as you go along, you'll be seeing some new things that you'll be learning along the way. Okay, so this one is to help you edit. You can edit objects. So you can come here. This is the pen tool. You can come and edit this shape. You can edit this shape. You can give it, some people use this to create logo as well. Before you need logo has formed. You can do any shape you want. Okay. So when you're done, you click on done. We have turned our rectangle now into a shape. All right, so that's about the interface of a Figma work area. I don't know the name. I think it's work area. This one here says you can also sketch design. I use pen tool to do this one. So you can play around with things on Figma. It's also a design tool that you can work with. So it's not until you use a Photoshop or CorelDRAW before you can design anything. Okay. So let's go ahead and start something. So I want us to, there's an app. I don't know if anyone has an app that you have been meaning to design. Let's just work on the low fidelity prototype and also the high fidelity. If you have any app in your mind, or let me bring one up. Really one in class. Please, are we getting what I'm saying? Catherine, Elizabeth, is it clear? These are the people I'm seeing on my screen. Eugenia, Fortunes, Gladys. Is it clear? Do we understand what is going on? Or am I fast? Okay. Yes, okay. But if you make a mistake, where do you go back? Okay. If you make a mistake, you click on Control Z. It's just like these things are just, they all work alike. It's just like a Microsoft Word. If you make a mistake, you do Control Z. For instance, this thing now, I want to go back to the shape we had before. It's just to keep pressing Control Z until it takes it back. Don't remove your hand from Control Z until it gives you the shape that you want. This is how it was before. And if you want to go back to the shape that we want, if you want to redo, this Control Z is undo. Redo is you click on Shift and Control Z. You now be going back to how you left it. Then if you want to go back again, you use Control Z to go back. So that's how we go back. Yes, you can unmute Taufika.
Hello, ma. My question is that triangle. If my cursor is not on that rectangle at the other side, where we have layers, so it will not show on my screen. Once I remove the cursor from that rectangle, the rectangle will not show on my screen.
How? What do you mean? Is it like this?
And like now you are that I have this rectangle now, and the cursor is on the rectangle on the other side there. Once the cursor is not on that rectangle on the rectangle will not show. Okay, did you show it? Okay.
Yes, it's not showing again now. See?
No. It's not now showing it at all like this. It's not showing. I don't know if I can. Maybe I should snap.
Okay.
I should do it.
Okay. Maybe you should snap it. Let's check it. Let's see what you're saying. You put it on Slack so that we can see. Then maybe what you're saying, maybe what you're saying is that you didn't color it. Maybe the color is the same thing with It's the same thing with your background color. For instance, let me put it as the same. See now, it's not showing. Is it like this?
Okay.
And
Yes.
now when so go to fill so that it can be
Yes.
showing. Go to fill so that you can show.
Ma?
Go to fill and change the
Okay.
color. Yes. So
Okay.
sometimes it
Thank
happens.
you.
Yes. So you see that people are already using their Figma. If you've not started, please ensure you start and don't feel intimidated. It's simple. All right. Thank you, Taufik.
Taufiko. Thank you, ma.
Taufiko. Okay. Yes. Thank you. So let's start with, let's say, it's an app I like to design too much. I'm looking for another one. Maybe I should do Access Bank. I don't know. I used to do PiggyVest till I want to change. I want to change. So I said we are going to do one screen of lo-fi and another screen of hi-fi. Just one like that. So that we don't spend too much time today. I like apps that have this one have, yes. So for this is Access Bank. So let me just screenshot so that you can have it on your phone. Okay. So for this one now, the first step here is when you want to start redesigning or working on an app. The first step is to go to your frame. It's called Region Tools. So when you go to Region Tools, you click on Frame. When you click on Frame, because we are doing mobile app, we're not doing web, you click on Phone. So you see phone, you see tablet, you see desktop. So click on the drop down of phone. Click on it and pick any phone of your choice from there. So I'm going to be picking, I said I will change, I used to do iPhone 8 a lot. So let me pick iPhone. God help me. Let's do any iPhone. Just pick any iPhone of your choice. Don't mind me. iPhone 14. So when you click on iPhone 14 Plus, it's showing here. And we're going to start designing. So try to zoom in closely when you're designing. Now iPhone 14 is a bit slimmer. That's why I like it. So for the low fidelity mockup, remember we talked about how to design that. The first thing to do is you go to your shape tools, click the drop down, click on line. The reason why we're clicking on line is because we're going to be, there's a text that is there. So this is the text. You hold your shift to be able to get a perfect line. When you're trying to get a perfect line, you hold your shift. Anything you're trying to do, you're in your shapes, even if it's square, circle. If you don't hold your shift, you'll not be able to get, this is all you'll be drawing. You'll be struggling to make the line straight. But when you hold your shift, the line is automatically straight. Same thing with circle. If you don't hold your shift, this is what you'll be doing. You'll be struggling to make it nice. But when I hold my shift, it gives me a perfect circle. Same thing, just like that. So shift is very important when designing. So the first thing is that there is a good morning Ngozi in my app. So I'm going to use the text to write it. And my slogan when I'm designing is that your design has to be very neat. At least for a long time, that's what people have known me for. When I do a design, it has to be neat because I'm very detailed. So that's part of what you will learn, detailing. Your design has to be neat and well detailed. You have to learn how to zoom in very well when you're designing. You have to zoom in. I don't joke with my zoom ins because it's you that as a designer that can spot the error. People might not see it outside. So you have to learn how to zoom in a lot. So then this is the first line, which is the text. This is the second one. And so we need to sketch out, we need to draw our rectangle. We need to pick our rectangle now. And that rectangle, you hold your shift to be able to get a perfect rectangle. So, sorry, perfect square. So this is the first one. And in designing, we also learn how to duplicate a lot. So that you don't have different shades of shapes. So when you are designing, when you get a perfect shape, duplicate it and use it subsequently. So remember, this place has icons. This rectangle, inside the rectangle has icons. I remember when we say, when you're doing your low fidelity white design, when you have a shape with a big X inside, remember we said it's either it has an illustration, an icon, an image, and all of that. So we are going to draw a big X inside. So we are using our line. You zoom in appropriately. If you want to zoom in, I think it's Control for people using HP. Control and plus on your laptop. Use it. Control minus is reducing it. Control plus, Control minus. So, but when you're using MacBook, it's just easy for you to zoom in like your phone. The zoom in is just like when you're using your Android or iPhone. So I'm holding my shift to get a perfect circle. And I want to draw my big X inside. And this, what do we call it now? This line is too thick, so I would like to reduce it a bit, maybe 0.8, that I can be okay. Then I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to duplicate this line. So duplicating, you click on Control D. Please, if there's question, just ask. I will go back. We are not rushing to learn. You can just use plus okay as well as okay. Okay. Thank you, Zainab. So on your HP, you can just click on plus without even clicking Control and to work. So duplicate is Control D, or you can do Control copy, Control paste, but that's too long. Just do Control D. So I've duplicated. I think I did it 2 times. Okay, really once. So when you duplicate, so you flip. Let me do it again. You click on this. You click on the line. Control D, which is duplicate. You take it out of there, or you still leave it there. Then you now right click. When you right click, you flip horizontally so that it moves the other way around. So it's not, you're not struggling to now fix. I hope it's clear. Is it clear? It's not hard. Though. Did we get it, please?
Yes, ma'am.
So you click on Control D, right click, flip horizontally. It just puts it in the right place for you. You don't have to struggle. So what I like to do is to group my work. Okay, so I'm going to group my work here. I'm clicking on it, I'm holding my shift, clicking on it, holding my shift, clicking on the third one. So what I'm grouping is the 2 lines and the square shape. So I'll now click on Control G, which is group, or you can right click and group. So because I've grouped now, it's on grouping, it's telling me, do I want to ungroup? Assuming I've not grouped it to show me group, so I can group my work when I right click. So now this is group now. So what I can now do now is to now duplicate it. I think in the website, in the app here, it has 4 times. So I'm going to duplicate it, Control D. I will remove it from there. Control D again, Control D. So it's showing me that I've duplicated it 4 times. Okay. So what we are doing is low fidelity wireframe. So when we master that, I don't want us to be in a rush to just start designing, so that even when you are trying to get a job, you're not rushing to do, like, when they ask you for the basis for which you created this amazing design, you can speak all the English. So we did this, we created a problem statement, we did this, conducted our research. When we did our research, we brainstormed and we came up with possible solutions that that can help solve this problem that our users are facing. And when we're done, we came up with a wireframe, a lo-fi wireframe. And when we came up with that, we saw that, okay, there were some hitches there when we tested it. And so we had to adjust. People, they are seeing your work, they are seeing it. But when you rush into designing, you might not know the basis. Okay. So me, I'm just increasing mine. I'm just holding my shifts and I'm dragging it from the side here to increase my own. So in design, there's need to understand the background thing before you start designing, so that you are not lost. It's very easy to design, sweet to design, especially when you get into it deeply. But do you know how to do it? Are you good with that? Do you know the basis? Do you know the origin, how you started from? And that's what we're able to do. That's what we're able to teach. And that's why it's good when you finish doing theory, you start with design, practical. So then I can now duplicate this. So how did I do that? I just highlighted everything at once. I highlighted it. So you can easily highlight the way you highlight on your Word, on your Microsoft Word. Just come, highlight everything. Sorry, my laptop is hanging. I think I've not switched it off today. Highlight it. Then what I used to do, instead of duplicating Control D, I used to hold my Alt key and drag it down. So when you are designing, you also have to learn how to be very fast. Okay. And remember I talked about detailing. You see that the spacing are equal, because when I was doing my design, I saw here, it was showing me that it is 13, that is the spacing. So look at it, if you look at it here now, it's 13. And so it's telling me that it's fine like this. So details are important when designing. And when you are seeing it now, you see that everything is equal, both the lines here and the lines beneath here. Very, very important. Or if you can't get that, maybe it's not showing you, you are not getting it, highlight everything here, hold your shift, highlight the second one, and check in this side here. Go to your right hand side on your laptop. It's showing you spacing. This thing is called spacing. It's telling you now that what you highlighted here is 10. So 10 is for this spacing in between here, and 13 is for the one under. That's why it's showing you this one is going vertically. This one is vertical, the other one is horizontally. So the horizontal one is telling you that it's 13, and the vertical one is telling you that it's 10. So if you hover around it, you're going to see it. I hope it's clear. So I think we have a lot of chats. Okay, because now everything is one. Yes, okay. Sorry, the line I'm talking, is it the one for text on top of the box? Yes. Which one? It's under the line is for the shape tool. Oh. It's for the shape, from shape tool, that's where you get the line. I hope I get that. If you group all shapes, it becomes one, unless you're on group, yes, before it becomes individual shape again. But you can still double click if you want to get the individual shapes. Okay, Jen. So for instance, this one now, I've grouped them. It is grouped here. But if I want to take out this line, I will just double click and it brings out only the line for me. Okay, it brings out only the line, but it will still be showing me that it is grouped. So even if I remove the line here, it's showing me that everything here is grouped now. You will see that it's grouped. Okay, unless I ungroup it, that's when the line can now be on its own. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my Control Z to undo what I have done now. Okay, so but everything is going to be one shape. But if you want to use this line, if you want to duplicate the line, you can come and double click and duplicate it. I use my Alt and I bring it out. So when you bring it out, it's no longer grouped again. Okay, it's only when it's still inside the frame. That's when everything will still be grouped. Anywhere you put it, it will still be grouped. So how do she select the line and the box together? Okay, two ways. Two ways to select the line and the box together. So assuming now, let me bring it out here. So I want to ungroup them so that we can work on it. So this is my line and my shape. They are not grouped again, but I want to select it together. There are two ways. One way is you can highlight it. Everything is selected and group. Second way, you can highlight, the first way is highlight like this, right click and group selection. Second way is click on it one by one. So sometimes highlighting is best because if there is a lot of things that you want to group, it will be too, you might forget some. So second way, since it's this scanty, you click on the first one, you hold your shift, don't remove your hand from your shift. Click on the second one, hold your shift. Click on the third one, still holding your shift. Then you now group selection. So by this now, everything is grouped. Okay, everything is grouped. See it. So the next one is you press shift. Yes, you hold your shift down. Select them by holding your shift. Okay, yes. Then click on the shape. Yeah, thank you. So that is how we did this. So this line now is a big shape on it. It shows icon inside. Okay, sorry, I'm back. So that's how we get the shape. So the next stage we are going to do here, I hope we're able to do the high fidelity because it's 7 o'clock. I hope we still have time. Okay, Emily, do we have time? Okay, Oluwa, sorry. Can we move on? Can we go on? So then for our line, there's another text here. So we click on that and put this line, just duplicate and put it. So I'm holding my shift to just adjust it because the text is a bit short. Okay. So the next one is, so this is where you are trying to discuss with your clients. Okay. You have to do like a rough sketch. This is like a rough sketch. It's not the real thing. Okay. There's another line here showing that there is going to be show all here. So it's a text. There's another text here, which is going to be one tap payment. Okay. There's now another one here. It's another text here. Okay. Then there's another text here. So we duplicate a lot when we are doing our design. Those arrows aligning. Those are aligning it. Will they show immediately? I'm trying to fix the line. The arrows aligning. What does that mean? Will they show immediately? I'm trying to fix the line. I don't think, I'm not sure I get what you're saying. If you can need to say it, and I think it's fine. So, and there's a big image. Okay, that orange and blue line. Oh, okay. Which one is orange and blue line? Okay, this one that is aligning it. Will they show immediately? I'm trying to fix the line. Yes, they are going to show. Except I'm not getting what you're saying. Is it something like, is it this line? Is it this? I'm not getting. If you can mute this, so that we can understand. Let's see. Okay, it's the line. Yes, they will show immediately. I hope that's what I'm hearing in my head is what I'm answering. That when you're trying to align it with the line show to show that it is the same, is equal. Yes, if that is what you're asking. Yes. Now you see this blue line here. I drew a rectangle and there's a blue line showing me here. There's a blue line showing. That blue line is this aligned horizontal center. It's telling me that what I drew is actually in the center. And that's where I want it to be. I don't want it to be on the side. I don't want it to be on the left hand or any other place. So it's showing me here that it is on the center. Okay. So for this one, we also need to, it's going to be an image. It's going to be inside. So we're going to be drawing our line. Okay. So I'm holding my shifts. Because it is not full square, I might remove my hand from the shifts just to be able to get it right. Okay, if it's full square, I need to hold my shift as well. That's if it's a perfect square, I need to hold my shifts. Because it's not a perfect square, I'll adjust it by myself. So the next thing I'm going to do is now to Control D, right click, flip horizontal, so that it's easy for me. Okay. So this is what low fidelity prototype is about. Now there's another text on. There's another text on that. So when you're now talking to your clients or you're talking to your stakeholder or you're having a meeting, you can now explain further that, okay, this was what the idea we came up with. So for here, we're going to be having maybe the metrics for customers to click on to be able to do this. From here, we're going to be having the image of the company and all of that. You're explaining to them. And when you now want to do an actual design, that's where we're going to now. So when we finish the actual design, I think we can now call it a day. Then I'll tell you, I can do some screenshots of what you can do, what you can design. Then you share the link. Then I'll check everybody's design. Just give everybody access to view. You might not give me access to edit, just give me access to view your work. So we're starting with how many of us are done with this? Or we're still having issues? It's very simple. We didn't even do much. See, I think I like this one that we picked. How many of us are done? Are we true? I'm not seeing a response, so can we hear me? I'm very sure we can hear me. How many of us are done? Hello? Okay, done, Zainab. Who again? Zainab. Who again is done? This is simple. If you now start the real work, what will you now do? In designing, you have to be fast. In the tech world, everything is done quickly. It's a fast-paced environment. And that's why I was teaching people about duplicating works. So you don't have to be drawing, you don't have to be doing drawing one by one, or you do this shape, you now come again, you draw it again. No, you do one, duplicate it across so far as that place needs it. So the tech world is a fast-paced world. If any of you have worked in a tech world, you know what I'm talking about. It's fast. Nothing is done slowly. Everybody is doing things fast. Okay? So learn to be fast in your work. So I'm only seeing Zainab. Zainab says she's done. I don't know about any other person. And those people that have not, that saying, oh, my laptop, and I hope you will not forget what we have done here so far. Or you not now drop it and be doing another thing. So we are done with this low-fi wireframe. So we are going to be doing our high fidelity wireframe. So one thing with the low-fi is that you can easily duplicate it. So I'm going to be duplicating it. So you can click here. In this place that we have iPhone 14. iPhone 14 here. And you can click on Control D so that it brings it out. Or me, I like to use my Alt and drag it. But Control D is okay. So any one that works for you. So we're starting our hi-fi wireframe, which is our mock-up. Mock-up is what the final look of your design will look like. It might not be interactive yet, but it's the way your final look will look like. That's what a mock-up is all about. Okay, so we're going to be starting. So the first one is, we're going to be, let's delete everything here. I'm going to be delete, just highlight and delete. Highlight and delete. So we're starting from scratch. First stage is we'll need a rectangle shape here. So click on your rectangle. Please, are we working? Are we doing these things? If you are doing it, please put in the chat that you're working. You're doing this with us. It's really Zainab I'm saying. Or you people can hear me. Please encourage me so that
I
when
can
I'm
hear you.
okay. Yes, correct. Please, ma, what were we asked to do? My network keeps keeping me out every now and then. Okay, Zen has done. Thank you. So the first thing we are doing the low-fi wireframe. Remember our last class, low fidelity wireframe. And we have done that. This is what we've done. Many of us have done it here. So the next stage we are doing now, we are doing the hi-fi. Remember our this thing, our slides. And you saw this design here. You saw this. The first one was paper wireframe. This one, we didn't do it. We can do it using our paper. Use your paper and your pen to do it. Second one is what we just did now, which is the low-fi wireframe, digital low-fi. The third one is what we want to do now, the actual look of the design. So that's what we are doing now. Okay, is it clear? I'm having issues with Oyindamola. Okay, we are also having network issues. So I hope you get it now. Okay, ma, thank you. All right. So let's work on it now. So we are going to be doing the high fidelity wireframe. The first stage is to click on our rectangle and do a sketch up to your half. Okay. I like to zoom in, like I told you. Anyone that train with me has to be detailed in your design. Your design has to be neat. If not for anything, because you are training with me. At least that's one thing I can brag about. My designs are always neat. So your designs has to be neat when you're training with me. You have to learn how to use your zoom a lot so that you can spot errors from your design. Okay. So I want to be able to get the actual color. So what I'm going to do is, there are two ways of getting the color. First one is, there's something we call color picker, color by Fallows. Okay, color pick by eyedropper, color picker eyedropper is a Google Chrome extension. Okay, and that Google Chrome extension just helps you to pick color from any website, any color that you've seen that I like it, but I don't know the color code. So let me use it to pick that color. So that's what we do here. Okay. So I just screenshot now and sent to from my phone to my laptop so that I can actually get, this is what we want to design. This is what we're designing. So this is what, if you can be seeing this, I think it will work for us. So this is what we are designing here. Okay. So you see that they first drew a rectangle down to cover the screen. And so I want to pick out the color. The way I'm going to do it is, I'm clicking on letter I on my system. I'll just click on letter I. There's nothing, just highlight where you want to change. Because my color here is ash. So I'll just highlight this. Click on I. Your screen will now change to something like a pick tool. Okay, in fact, it's not something, it's a pick tool. Then you come here and pick the color. So I pick this color. It gives me the actual color. I know this might not be the actual color, but it's close to it. Why I said that is because, you know, I've screenshot, I've put it here. Maybe if the people that are working on it or working on the website, they can tell you the actual color code. And if you look at it closely, there's something like a mix of two colors, one dim one and one bright one. Remember we did tints and shade. Okay, when we're designing. So there's a dim one and there's a thick one. So we're going to be doing that today, or maybe we'll just leave it and focus on the design for now. Then the next thing we'll do is to start putting in the text. Okay, we want to adjust the radius. Remember they put a radius here, but here is sharp. So that's what we're going to do. And remember we looked at the radius. So come to this place and come and put radius down. We are not putting it up because up is sharp. So come here, you can give it a 10. Let me see if 10 would work. And another 10. So you see, I think it's perfect. Yeah. So this is what it looks like. Okay. Then we're going to use our text to write good evening. Ngozi. So click on the text. All right, good evening. So write your name, although I'm name. Good evening. So you can increase the font size to 14. Maybe 15. You can remove it from semi-bold to just regular. Because I think it's not, or medium. Hope we're doing what I'm doing. You can duplicate this good evening. Remember I told you in designing, you learn to duplicate a lot. You can now write my favorite. We'll see, adjust it. So we'll adjust it here. We'll come here, we increase it to maybe 20, because it's quite bigger than the other one. Yeah, 20. Then we'll come and give it bold, because it's bold. Okay, so that's how you copy design. You watch how every detail, everything they did. You can even be asking yourself, how did they even get to do it? You can ask yourself, how did they get to do it? You come, you duplicate again, Control D, or use your Alt and drag it. I'm seeing questions. Let me go back to questions. Ma, please, yes, the class is recorded, I guess. So you can watch and do yours later. So you come and write edit. Edit. So when you duplicate, just double click so that it gives you access to be able to duplicate, to rewrite something. When you duplicate it like this, double click so that you can write on it. Okay. So we move it to the edge. See, look at this red sign that is showing me that they are all in the same. So the edit is not down and favorite down or up. So it's in the same line. That's what you should also take note of when you are designing. Okay. So another thing is we need our access bank. Remember I told you about Nigerian logos. So now is the time to start doing that. So we need our access card, access card. We need our access bank logo. Okay, me, I've already done mine. So how you can do yours? Go to resources. Click on plugins. Click on Nigerian logos. And look for access bank. Go to the search and type access. ACCES. Before you even finish typing it, you come out. Okay. So me now, I want to change all the colors of this access bank because here, what it's telling me is that everything here is white. So I want to change all the colors. So because I got this logo from Figma, it's easy for me to change it. I will just come to my right click here. I'm trying to check if people are asking questions. Okay. I'll come to my right side. I will see something they call selection colors. Selection colors is telling me that everything here, the color of everything, this one has a deep blue, this one, the access, I don't know where the deeper blue is, then there's another blue here. So I will change everything here to white. Okay. The color code for white is FFF 6 times. But instead of going through that stress, click here and look for white here. Look for white. Sorry. Click here and look for white. This is not even pure white. I have my pure white here. Click on the second one. Look for pure white. Pure white is usually the last here. Just be very careful when you're doing it. Click on the last one. Pure white. So everything here is white. So I will now reduce the size and come and put it inside. Is that clear? I know that so many people are waiting for the recording so that they will watch and do again. So no problem. I'll just continue. Let me check who is asking question. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, Linda. So I'm going to now adjust it to put it in the right place. Okay, I'll still reduce, I think it's big. So I'll still reduce it a bit. Reduce it a bit. Okay. Ensure you take it with the frame. Or don't remove the frame when you download the Nigerian logo. Because the frame helps everything to be in one place. If you remove the frame, it will be scattered. Okay, I don't think they are all good. So the frame is important. So this is the access now, and I have my access logo. I have my name here. This thing got itself supposed to be big. So I can adjust this thing. Let me see if it will work. It will not work. All right. So the access logo is here. Now I want to get a logo. Okay, I want to get a logo. And that logo is notification logo. How do I get my notification logo? I go to my resources. I click on plugins, not components or plugins, and click on Iconify. Iconify. So look for Iconify. Then click on it so that it can run on your system and bring all the icons you want in this life. So the first icon we want to bring out is notification. So in your Iconify, click on search, type notification. Notification and search for it. So it's going to bring out different types of notification. So try and look for the one that looks like what you are designing. And if if you do not see it, no problem. Pick any one that is similar. So I think I've seen what I'm looking for, which is this one. So I'm just going to click on it and drag it. Click and drag it. It's going to appear. So it has appeared. This is it here. So I'll carry it with the frame because it's usually framed. When you put it, it's usually framed. So I'll put it here. If you don't carry it with the frame, if you want to adjust your screens, the shape will change. It will just distort your shape. So I know you might be wondering, it's black now. Pick the black one. You might be wondering, it's black now. It shouldn't be black. This one is white. We'll click on it and scroll down here to selection color. So when you pick a logo or anything from Figma, please don't use fill. If you use fill, it will cover everything. You will not see it. Example C, to cover everything. Or example C. But what you use is selection color. So click, because it's framed, anything that is framed, use selection color to color it. You click on the selection color and give it a white color. So we've gotten it. See that our design is looking exactly like, it's gradually looking like it. Then we forgot to take a lot of things from our icons bar. So we'll come here. This edit is something like a pencil. So we can write pencil. So just imagine what the icon looks like and type it. It will bring it out. So you see, it works. So this is our pencil. We don't want to use the one that is colored, which is black. So we are going to use the normal pencil. So I think this works, this one here. Or is it too fat? So just look at the one that is perfect. So let me pick this one. Okay, I think it works. I pick it to the icon and put it inside my frame. Open. So I'll come here. I also want to pick some other icons that I'm seeing here. Okay. So imagine what they would look like. This one is Access Bank icon, so you can take it from Access Bank. This one now, let's see whether it will bring it out. It says it is called reward and referral. So let's type reward. It's not looking like the reward we're looking for. So it's like a diamond. So let's type diamond. So we might just likely see. We might likely see what it looks like here. So it's like a diamond. So pick this diamond. This diamond is big. No, this one does not work. You pick the one that is not going to be too sharp, too big. So I think this is it. This works. So we put our diamond here just to keep it. Then this other one looks like um what do we call this kind of thing now? Payment. Let's see payment. So that's how we do when we are designing. You think of what the icon looks like. And if you do not see it, you improvise. You use the one that looks like it. You check again. So it's looking like something like this. So let me see mobile payments. Mobile payments. That's the only thing that is showing here. That's the only thing that is showing here. Let me see if the thing knows what POS means. Point of contact. Okay, yes. I'm seeing something that looks like it. This way. It's not showing me what I want. It's not showing me what I want. So we can do pay. Let's see if pay will work. So pay does not work. So payment, let's try payment. So we just make use of any of this here. Just make use of any of this. All right, so for now, we've got what we want a bit. The pen is going to go close to the edits. I don't want it to affect this. I don't want it to enter inside that frame. That's why I'm using my arrow tool in my laptop. So you can also make use of your arrow to adjust things. This thing, as I'm adjusting, I'm using my arrow key in my laptop. So I'm going to go to selection colors, change it to white, so that I can look like what I'm working on. This one is sharp, but it's fine, it's okay. Then we'll now start with our boxes. So click on the rectangle. Let me first shift. Let me shift this our diamond the way first. I'll put it later. I hope we're doing this way. Let me see chat. Okay, diamond, let's count it. So we'll now sketch our rectangle. So remember to hold your shift so that it can give you a perfect. But I don't even think your rectangle is that perfect like that. The square. So make sure when you're designing, your square is not going like this when it's supposed to be aligning with this. You see a red line showing you that it's aligning. That's how you achieve a neat design. Okay, so you cannot duplicate or you hold your alt. The line should be very tiny because that's what we are seeing here. So I'm still going to reduce this. So it means it's big. So I reduce it. Now bring it down a bit because I said it's not a perfect square. So that's how to design. I'll come here, I'll adjust instead of 4, I want to give it 2. Because I'm seeing that the line is so thin. I think 2 is too much. Let's do 3. That's the spacing I'm talking about now. So I'm doing the third one, the fourth one, sorry. Look at it very well. Once it shows 3, we can now leave it. So I want to give it a color that is different from the other color. I'll click on my eye. I've selected all of them and click on my eye and click on this one. So you see that the color is now looking like it's now. So now I want to duplicate all of them. So I just highlight all of them. I'll hold my shift and pick all of them. Okay, you cannot just highlight it now because you now have a rectangle on this frame. So you have to use your shift, hold your shift and click on all 4. And when you click on all 4, I used to use my Alt key so you can duplicate Ctrl D or use your Alt. So I'll use my laptop arrow to adjust so that everything is looking the same. Okay, everything is looking the same. So when I check for all of them to see if they are all the same, it is showing me 3 and 3, which is perfect. Okay, so that's how to achieve a very neat design. As a designer, learn how to do neat work. They will call you back. When your work is neat, they will be calling you back. But if it's scattered, they will not call you back. That should be your selling point. Okay. So I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing that it's not equal. It's equal now. That's how meticulous you should be when you're designing. Okay. Let me put my diamond here. It's not showing. Don't freak out and say, oh, I can't see it. Right click, bring to front, so that I can bring it to front. So when you put your shape and it's not showing, bring to front. Just right click, bring to front. Or you come here and adjust it. Okay, you come to your layers and adjust it. So another thing you should learn is how to also label your work. So that when you want to do things like this, maybe the thing you want to go and hide, you can find it here. Okay, but me, I rarely do it anyways because I'm now used to it. But when I used to do Illustrator, when I used to draw for the garments company I was working for, I label my work. If I'm sketching the body of the cloth, I write it body. If I'm sketching the sleeve, I write it sleeve. Okay, so that I don't forget. Or maybe I want to adjust the sleeve, I can just click on sleeve. You see that I clicked on fill now, it's covering everything. So I'll have to go to selection color and click on it. Okay. So so your first design has to be very sweet though. It has to be perfect. That's how meticulous I can be. So you just duplicate and put, so we cannot see it now. Remember what I taught you. Right click, bring to front, and it brings it to front. So double click and write reward and referral. Click outside, adjust it so that it stays in the right place. And you notice it's not centered. Okay, just like your Microsoft Word, come to this place, scroll down, and come and put it in the center. Align center is different from this one. This one is when you want to align the shape to the center. This one is the right thing. You want to align it to the center. You come and align it. So it's now centered. You now adjust it to be able to fit into the box. Okay. So let's move this up a bit. That's how meticulous you should be when you're designing. When you start like that, you just start building a very neat work. And everybody that knows you will know that, Gladys' work is so neat, or Zainab has a neat work. But when you're doing anyhow, let's just be fast. They will know you to be someone that the work is not neat. Okay? When your work is neat, like I said, they will call you back to come and design for them. Okay? So what I will just do in this instance to be able to beat time is to duplicate a lot of things. So the first thing I'm going to duplicate are the texts. I'll come and use my alt. I use my alt a lot. I don't know. I'm used to using alt to ensure that the line is, they're all in the same line before you start renaming it. Ensure they're in the same line. So you see that it's not beans to design. That's why when you see that they pay them a lot of money. It's not beans. They do a lot of work for you to give you perfect design. So I'm going to work with Olayinka to be able to give you, to be able to create some topics that you work on. This one is just testing. Okay. So we need to rename this. This one is Brisbane. Brisbane. This one is access transfer. Access transfers. This other one is other banks transfers. So for this one, selection color, I will paint everything white. And come and put it here. It's not the right thing, but at least it looks like it. And if you find it, please teach us. Tell us the words you use. So I want to flip vertically. Let me see if it will work. I want to flip vertically. It didn't work. So I'm going to just adjust it like this, because it looks like what I'm seeing. So I just flipped it like that, so that it can actually look like it. Okay. So we can't finish all this today. What you do is that I'm going to send this picture, this front page, to you on the Slack so that you can all work on it. Okay. Because I think time has gone a lot. So one more thing that we can do now. This place, we have 15 notification. I want us to achieve it this night. So we'll go to our circle. We call it ellipse. You click on it. Zoom in. Zoom in is important too. You hold your shift so that you can get a perfect circle. Okay. The circle is too much. Adjust it with my shifts as well. Okay. The color is deep blue. So I put my pick tool and come and pick it here, so that I don't go and be looking and stressing my head for the right color. And it has a stroke, a white stroke. So I come here, I click on stroke. The stroke is giving me is black, so I adjust it to white. See? So I think I have to still adjust it a bit. Yeah. Then I'll now use my text to write. Let's say my own is 10 now. 10. I want to adjust it. Instead of 12, I'll give it 8 or 6. It's missing. So I'll bring it to front. it's not working. I'll carry it from here, from the layers panel, and adjust so that I can still see it. Yes, I'll put it here. So when your bring to front is not working, come to your layer assets and look for that thing that you're looking for and bring it to the front of the iPhone, just underneath the iPhone, and put it. So you see, I now have my notification as 10. So I want to group everything. I click it. I group. So we're now having the same, almost the same kind of design. Okay. So one thing you should know about me, I can be very meticulous to a fault. Like everything has to look alike. I want to know why is it looking like this. So let's even try and work on this linear. We'll call it a close. So I come here, I click on my linear so that I can adjust it. This is too deep. So I'm going to come and pick the right deepness. I will pick this one and pick this so that they all look alike. So I clean it off and I adjust it by myself. Okay, come adjust it so that it can look exactly like what I'm doing. I like everything to look like each other. When I'm designing, I don't like one thing is missing. I will look for it until I get it right. So I'm trying to paint it right that. So I bring it down a bit. All right. This is my design prowess. I like to be very meticulous. Sorry about it. This is going to be an assignment, okay? Since you have known to an extent how to use some of the things here, I would want us to attempt doing it. So I'm going to be sharing this screenshot with you so that you can also use your Iconify to find this one. Now you don't need to struggle too much. It's the Access Bank logo. So you can come and get it here. It's not grouped. That's the problem I have with these logos. They are not grouped. So you can come and be clicking them one by one and group it. When you group it, you can pick it and put it here. And come and use your bring to front. If it doesn't work, you use your normal, you come to your layers and bring to front, but it works this time. So this is access transfer. Okay, very simple. Then this other one, you find it in Iconify. Look for maybe profile. I think profile works. When you do profile, you see it. Then this new, you can come here and use your rectangle and draw the shape. And draw the shape so that you can have a perfect shape, okay? Then remember I told you about the radius. 2 ways to get the radius. Come and adjust it here or zoom in very well so that you can adjust it here. So me, I've done my own now. I'll zoom out. And the color is the same color with this. But how can you differentiate it now? How you can differentiate it is by using your effects, which is your shadow. So what we do is we are using our blow. So we're not using drop shadow. We're using blow. Let me see background blow. Okay, I think so far is the drop shadow that works. So but we'll now adjust it so that both the spread, everything is equal. Okay. So keep adjusting until we get what we are looking for. But this color, we need to change it to deep blue. Okay. Can I adjust it here? No. We change it to deep blue. Can I adjust it here? So another thing is the spread is too much. So put 1 as spread so that it's obvious that there's something here. Okay. It's obvious that there's something here. If not, the shape will be looking the same, just like this is in another complaint. So let's bring it to front and write new. So we're still going to adjust that and give it 8. If you can see, it shows you that it's in the middle. Until the line shows cross. So that's basically what we can do. Use drop shadows if I'm not still let me use right. All right, so this is the design, or we can increase the color. Let me see. But I know that they are all the same. It's just shadow. Okay. All right. So I think for now we can call it a night. But please, I'm going to share this now on the Slack. I'll share it on the Slack now, then we can now complete the design. Any questions you have, just be dropping it on Slack. I'll try and come and answer all the questions that you want to have, all the questions that you have. Okay. So for this side that has the padlock, okay, what you can do here is go to Unsplash and look for phone or look for padlock. That one might be very tricky. So just look for phone and put phone there. Okay, but just make an attempt and do something. Okay. Is that clear? Can we call it a night? Yes, okay. All right, for those who are not using their system, you don't necessarily need to use the font you use. It's always for you. Okay, yes, true. So for profile didn't work, check for people. Okay, yes, correct. You see people already doing it safe. So any questions you have, just drop it on the Slack. I'm going to also be putting the screenshot I have. Okay, so you can check for people so that it brings out this profile. Okay. And for this thing that looks like drop down, you can also click on Iconify, click on drop down. It will bring exactly what you're looking for. Okay, I don't think it's really that difficult. So let's check for people and see. So at least to some point, to some extent, you can use people to do it. It mustn't be the exact thing that they did. This one now, drop down. You can click on drop down. It's not even bringing out the actual drop down I want. So, but just try and look for, you can do maybe arrow down also, something like that. So I bring out some things, just be checking. you still see some things and you see. And you can, this one is too much, too big. So you just click on the one that is a bit small, that comes out small like this. So when it's like this, you can right click, flip vertical. When you flip vertical, it changes it. Remember your selection color. Change the color to white. And that's all. So have an amazing, amazing night. Let me stop sharing. Have an amazing night. Please do your assignments. Try and replicate that design so that it's easy when you start yours. Okay. Good night, everyone.
Good night, ma'am. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.